So I was in the process of filming a couple of planner videos today, and this showed up. So I'm having to film this one now and get this one out first because I have had people asking me about this particular planner. This is the AmandaRachLee Doodle Planner. If you don't know who she is, and I'm sure you do if you watch this video, she is a bullet journal YouTuber who has like millions of subscribers. Like I would say that of like the bullet journal devoted YouTubers, she's probably the top of the pack. And she is one, I finally figured it out, whenever I've gotten really irritated that something has like infiltrated the community, like when lavender was everywhere or whatever, it's because she does a spread and then encourages people to also do that spread. So that now I get it. Anyway, over the course of the last couple of years, she's paid attention to her spreads that people have liked the most and decided to do basically a doodled planner for people so they don't have to do their own, which is not necessarily something I would use, but it's an interesting concept. And people have asked me if I would do something like that, and no, dude, I'm too lazy. But she has, and I think that for a planner, for her to put out, this actually makes a lot of sense. She lives in Canada, but this shipped to me from the US, and my shipping was $6. The planner itself in American dollars is $45.60. Now, I thought that this was going to look just like an Archer and Olive or a Scribbles That Matter notebook. It is like twice as thick. This is like 2 notebooks in one. This is my Archer and Olive sketchbook. So it's maybe not 2 in 1, but it's most definitely fatter than that. Pink one, I believe it comes in 5 like really neutral kind of soft colors. It's that vegan leather. I don't know why people call it that. Like this is not just her. I've seen so many people refer to it as vegan leather. It's not leather. It's some other material. It's like calling things fake bacon. Like no. But anyway. And it's really smooth. It looks like it would have a pebbled texture because that's what you see, but you don't feel the texture. It feels smooth, except the embossing with the foil on it. And the foil is gold. And then it has the year on the side. And there are 12 doodles on it. I don't know if that's lavender. There's lavender, so that must be wheat. I'm so excited for the wheat. Anyway, let's take a look. There's a strap. There's a pen loop. It feels very much like a bound, like Archer and Olive or Scribbles That Matter with like a soft like cover. Here's a little note to people. It says you can customize things, track things, and fill it in. It's meant to be a hybrid between a calendar, a journal, and a coloring book. So this planner belongs to, and then there's the same doodles on it. And the cover itself is like that like softly covered like chipboard cover. And this is the cardstocky page. The pages are bright white, which is lovely. Let the new adventures begin. Here's a 2020 overview. I see how well this lies flat. Yep, with training it lies flat, so that's cool. For 2019, reflections, highlights from last year, something I learned last year, what I was grateful for last year, and what do I want to leave in 2019, and then 2020 goals. What do I want to accomplish, something I want to learn, how do I want to feel, and what do I want to bring into 2020. Oh, also I should add 2 bookmarks, things to check out, and then there's boxes with blanks for you to fill it in and make it your own. And then we have some dot grid. It's like kind of a warm, light gray dot grid journal page. And you get a full spread and a half page. The notebook is stitched, by the way. The size of the grid, 4.5 millimeters. 4.5 millimeters for the grid. It's like slightly smaller than the other notebooks that you're used to seeing. And the paper is 160 GSM like the Archer and Olive. The grid is not super faint. It stands out a little bit. Looks like January is a galaxy sort of theme with a quote here. And then it's decorated around the edges with the planner drawn in for you and a notes section. You have a habit tracker for January with 9 different habits. A mood tracker for the whole month, which gives you a spot to color code it, space for January goals, January favorites, and then you have another dot grid page. And then you get into your weeks that are done like a galaxy along the top. Equal amount of room for every single day, which I love. It's kind of like a boxed situation similar to the bullet planner with a notes section. And then it looks like every week is the same with the same decoration and everything on it. Then we get to February, which is cherry blossoms. It's really pretty. Habit trackers, etc. Goals, faves, and then there's your similar weeks. So I guess we'll just look at each because it looks like each month is the same. So we'll just look at the different decorations. March. Okay, so I guess it's not wheat. Maybe it's palm fronds. Life is tough, but so are you. So either wheat or palm fronds. I guess it's whatever color you want to paint it. And then April is butterflies. May is sunflowers. June is bubble tea. I don't even know what the fuck bubble tea. I mean, I know people drink it. I just have never had it before because I'm an old. July is my good friend lavender. August is like fruits, like watermelon and kiwi and all that. September is cacti. October is gems. You have to really kind of break it in once you get past the middle of the book to kind of break it down a little bit, just because there's so many pages. November is hot air balloons. And December is a city. And then at the end, you have a handful of dot grid pages. And the very back, you get a 2020 reflections page and a quote. And that's the back. There's a pocket right here. And then there is the whole planner. Okay, a couple of thoughts. This is a chunk. Remember I was talking about tactileness. I don't think you've seen it. I think I might put this out before the Scribbles That Matter one. I talk about tactileness and how important it is to me. This planner feels super substantial. This is like a volume, but yet it's still small enough. It's very chunky, and I actually am very attracted to how chunky this is. Let's just say I like it thick. The cover, the colors, and the neutralness of the insides of the color, it's just talking color scheme, the black and white and the outside being a soft color, really appeal to me. And the quality seems really good. It seems like the same amount of quality as like an Archer and Olive notebook. I wouldn't be surprised if they were made by the same manufacturer. Now let's talk about the things that would keep me from using this. For one, I talked in my recent I Hate My Bullet Journal video about how the 160 GSM paper is just not for me. This also applies. I'm like realizing I missed the usedness of paper, and this paper, no matter how much, unless I like slathered it in watercolor, it didn't feel like I did anything to it. And with all of this stuff being printed on there, like that already just removes some of the usedness because none of this is pen. It's part of the paper, if that makes sense. Another thing is that there's no dot grid on any of the planner pages. It's only on the blank dot grid pages. So if you like having the dot grids for like when you're writing things in or whatever, you aren't going to have that. So it's not exactly like a, dot grid journal that's been drawn in for you. It's a little different than that. So I miss that. That's not a bad thing. That's just a personal preference. I think the big reason though that I would not use something like this is that I really would not want a whole planner drawn in for me. I talk about how I like to put my own stamp on things, and there would be a lot of covering up in here. How do I know that I don't even know what bubble tea is. So like having every single week be the exact same drawings, I would get bored of it so fast. Now, I understand that there are a lot of people who really want a like really doodled on, beautiful looking hand drawn type situation like this, and that this is going to be right up their alleys. So I think that is fantastic for people who this is exactly what they're looking for. My worry with a planner like this, having it be so specifically aesthetic, is that it's just going to contribute to everything looking the same. I mean, the difference will be how you color it in. But like, I already was talking at the beginning about how like I struggle with the community when I go to Scroll Bullet Journal community and every other spread is lavender drawn in. Well, now if a lot of people have a planner like this, then it's going to be a lot of the same things every week. And I like there to be more variety. I don't think it encourages conformity. I don't think it does. I think this serves a specific audience, and I think that that's awesome. However, it may not encourage conformity, but one of the unintended consequences of this might be more conformity in the community. However, I can understand, because I've talked to some of you who would love a planner like this, very specifically, because you don't have to think about doing the aesthetic stuff. You can just mess with it if you want to, but otherwise you have a really like aesthetically pleasing Instagram worthy bullet journal or planner or whatever you want to call it, like at your fingertips. And I think that this is a fantastic idea and that she's absolutely filling a need. I just personally struggle with this sort of a product for various reasons. I feel like the Archer and Olive paper may be slightly more porous, but you can probably imagine that pretty much nothing's going to bleed on this. I've used Sharpie pens in a planner like this. Like here, maybe I'll do that. Sharpie Extra Fine, similar to an Ultra Fine. This is a marker. This is one of the ones that smells like, you know, alcohol. And it barely shadows. So you'll be able to use watercolors on this. I would imagine if it's anything like the Archer and Olive paper, it may pill a little bit if you use watercolors on it, but there's a whole bunch of shit you can do with this paper. So if that's something you're looking for, then this may be the notebook for you. This is not the notebook for me. So I will be giving this away during book club. Check the description for more information on book club. But yeah, I mean, it's really, and you know, part of me gets scared to criticize anything that's been put out by a YouTuber because of their big audience. But honestly, like, I think that this is a perfect planner for a lot of people in her audience. I guess I'm just not her audience. Do you see what I'm saying? This feels like, as I'm looking at it, like this is the Instagram bullet journal Bible. Like if the Writer Carol book is the bullet journal Bible, then this is like the Instagram planner, bullet journal-y style planner Bible, as in your way to more Instagram followers. I don't know. I'm not sure. There's something about having a completely decorated planner already done for you that to me is like takes the fun. And I mean, if you don't, I don't know. I'm feeling really conflicted about this. I don't know how much of this is going to wind up in the video. Probably all of it. But if this is going to be something that you're going to really like because of what it does, then it's great quality. Cannot at all dispute the quality of this. So don't be afraid to buy it if you really want it. It's great. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Like, please tell me your thoughts on this. Please tell me your thoughts on this. Let me know if you think I'm being a curmudgeon-y old, almost 40-year-old, what am I doing on YouTube with all of these young people kind of person. I don't even know what bubble tea is and goddamn lavender. Like, let me know in the comments below what you think of this planner because I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.